Detective Pikachu is directed by Rob Letterman. It stars Ryan Reynolds, Justice Smith, Catherine Newton, and the whole gaggle of Pokemon. Now, in case you guys can't tell, I fucking love Pokemon. If you were a kid like me growing up in the 90s, Pokemon was the shit. We had the Game Boy games, the trading cards, the anime on Kids WB. I mean, it was my childhood. I still, to this day, I'm such a dork. I even have the Pokemon Silver emulator on my computer that I dabble in every now and then. So, again, when I found out that this was happening, I was really looking forward to this. I was pretty hyped. As for the premise of the film, Justice Smith plays Harry Goodman, a young man whose father mysteriously goes missing in an automobile accident. He stumbles upon a Pikachu who claims to be a detective and an aspiring journalist named Lucy Stevens. They team up to find the truth about what happens to Tim's dad, Harry Goodman. As far as performances go, I actually thought that Justice Smith and Catherine Newton did an alright job, even though I'm going to sound like I'm in the minority giving them props. I mean, both of them are fairly new to acting and are still pretty young. And not to mention, Rob Letterman doesn't have a whole lot of hits under his belt. Their performances may have been a product of lackluster directing. I have known from analyzing films in the past that a bad director can easily misguide a great actor. Now, the one that stands out for me, and I'm sure a lot of people are already thinking this, I'm sure this has been said multiple times by now, is Ryan Reynolds. He was excellent in this movie. And it's crazy, I wasn't really a big fan of him when I was growing up. I used to see him in a lot of like rom-coms. I thought that he was kind of this pretty boy / one-trick pony. But my opinion really changed of him when I saw Deadpool in 2016. I realized just how much charm and wit he can really bring to the screen. And for him to be cast as the motion capture and the voice of Pikachu turned out to be a great choice. I mean, he took this gig seriously and he gave it his all, and I'm really happy about that. Now, the title of the film is Detective Pikachu, and yes, Pikachu is very prominent in the film. But as for detective, well, don't expect like True Detective on HBO, not a fair comparison. I felt that the premises of searching for clues to uncover the truth of Harry Goodman could have been more engaging, because I'll admit, I was actually pretty underwhelmed for some of this. I mean, watching the movie, I wish that maybe the characters had been fleshed out a lot further, and I feel it's more like Pikachu, they were kind of banking on him carrying the whole film, which to an extent he kind of does. Overall, I enjoyed this one. Detective Pikachu is funny, quirky, and a well-paced little adventure that I'm sure the whole family can enjoy. I'm glad that Pokemon is not forgotten, and this one actually made it to theaters. This is the first time since, I think, 2000, 2001 that they've released one theatrically and not directly to DVD. I mean, looking back, I definitely don't think that Detective Pikachu tops Pokemon, the first movie. That one's a classic in my heart, and I'll talk all about that one sometime, but don't get me started for now. Now, on the other side of things, should they start making more sequels and reboots to... no. Not right away, at least. Give it some time. I definitely don't want this to be turned into a milk franchise. At least that's how I think of it. But listen, guys, thanks again for watching, and please stay tuned for more.